Hello everyone and welcome to my new lesson video. This is the part 1 of my discussion about simple interest. This topic is under the subject Mathematics of Investment as well as in Business Mathematics for the courses related to business related courses as well as in Engineering Economy for engineering students and lastly also included in General Mathematics for the senior high school here in the Philippines. I am your teacher, Sir Mark Laroya. Before we directly proceed with our discussion about simple interest, let us first define some terms that we will be encountering in this lesson video. The first one is the word lender. The lender is the one who offers the money to be borrowed. Borrower. Borrower is the one that borrows the money. Principal or present amount, or sometimes also known as present worth, is the amount of money borrowed by the borrower from the lender. So what is an interest? Interest could be defined as the amount of money earned by the lender. So the lender lends the money, so he earns an interest. So that is what the lender earns by lending the money to the borrower. Or it could also be defined as the amount of payment for borrowing the money. So it is the payment of the borrower to the lender for borrowing the money. So there are actually two types of interest: simple interest and compound interest. So the simple interest is the original amount invested or borrowed serves as the basis of the computation of interest no matter how long the period of investment or borrowing is. So it is always based on the principal amount. So let us now uh, discuss the variables that we will be encountering here in simple interest. So P is the principal amount, so it is the amount borrowed or invested. I is for the amount of the interest. Small r is for the rate of interest expressed in percent or percentage. And T is for time, where it is in terms of years. So F is also our future or final amount, or also sometimes called as maturity value. So the formula for simple interest is simply I equals P times R times T. Every time that we use our rate of interest, it must be in terms of, or it must be expressed in decimal values. So from percentage, we convert that into decimals. So this is the formula of our I. For the final amount, the formula is simply P plus I. So this is the general formula of the final amount. It is the sum of the principal amount and the amount of interest, or simply interest. But if we're going to substitute the formula of the simple interest, I equals PRT, to our F equals P plus I, we will arrive, or we can simplify that formula into F is equal to P times the quantity 1 plus RT. So these are the formula that we will be using in solving problems involving simple interest. So let us now solve a problem involving simple interest. Determine the interest earned by a principal amount of 10,000 pesos at an interest rate of 8% in 2.5 years. So let us first uh, identify the given. The principal amount is 10,000 pesos and the interest rate, or the rate of interest, is 8%, or that is equal to 0.08 in decimal values, and our time is 2.5 years. As we've said, the formula for the interest or simple interest is I equals P times R times T. So all we have to do is to simply substitute the values of P, R, and T to our formula for I. So we will now have I equals 10,000 pesos times 0.08 times 2.5, that will give us an answer of 2,000 pesos. So that means the principal amount of 10,000 pesos will earn a simple interest of 2,000 pesos after 2.5 years at a rate of 8%. So aside from this problem, or aside from the unknown, let us also identify the final amount. So as we've said earlier, the formula for F is principal amount plus the interest. So all we have to do is to simply add 10,000 pesos plus the earned interest, which is 2,000 pesos. So the final amount now will be equal to 12,000 pesos. Another problem: a man borrowed an amount of 300,000 pesos from a lending cooperative. How much will he pay in total after 18 months if the simple interest rate is 12%? So let us first identify the given. So the principal amount, or the amount borrowed by the man, is 300,000 pesos. The time given is 18 months. So if we convert 18 months into years, that is simply dividing 18 months by 12 months, that will be equal to 1.5 years, or 1.5 years. And then the simple interest rate is 12%, or that is equal to 0.12 in decimal values. Now, if we're going to identify the future, or the final amount, because it is said that how much will he pay in total, that means the principal amount plus the interest earned, that is the final amount. Using the second formula for F, that is P times the quantity 1 plus RT. So we can use this formula to directly determine the final amount. So all we have to do is to substitute the given values, or the given, the principal amount, the simple interest rate, and the time. So we have now 300,000 pesos times the quantity 1 plus 0.12 times 1.5. This will give us a value of 354,000 pesos. So this is the final amount. Now, if we're going to identify the amount of interest earned by the principal amount after 18 months at a rate of 12%, or that is simply I, we use first the formula for F, that is F equals P plus I. So deriving the formula for the interest, that is I equals F minus P. So the simple interest would be 354,000 minus 300,000 pesos. That is equal to 54,000 pesos. So that is the total simple interest earned by the money borrowed by a man at a rate of 12% after 18 months, or 1.5 years. So let us now take a look at the sum of the derived formulas from the original formula of I equals PRT. So if we're going to solve for the principal amount given the interest, that will be I all over R times T. So this is the formula for the principal amount. And again, coming from the formula I equals P times R times T, in getting the time, that is equal to I all over P times R. And what you will get here is already in terms of years. Just make sure that your R, or the interest rate, is in terms of, or in decimal values. And then for R, the formula will be I all over P times T, and then you still have to multiply it by 100, because if you will just leave it I over PT, it will only be equal to something in decimal. So you have to multiply it by 100 to convert the values in decimal values into percentage. So these are the formulas of principal amount, time, and interest rate derived from the formula of I equals PRT. So let us now solve a problem. Determine the simple interest rate if an amount of 10,000 pesos will earn a simple interest of 2,750 pesos in 2 years. So the given are the principal amount, 10,000 pesos, the interest or the simple interest of 2,750 pesos, and the time of 2 years. So we are asked to determine the simple interest rate or simply the interest rate. So we use the formula R is equal to I over PT times 100 or 100%. So substituting the values, we will have 2,750 all over 10,000 times 2, and again multiply that by 100%, we will get an interest rate of 13.75%. Another problem, how long will it take for a principal amount of 25,000 pesos to earn a simple interest of 5,000 pesos at 10% rate? So let us identify first the given. The principal amount is the 25,000 pesos. The simple interest is the 5,000 pesos. And the rate of interest is 10%, or that is equal to 0.1. So we are asked to identify the time. How long will the principal amount earn such interest at a rate of 10%? So the formula for time is I all over PR. So substituting the values, time now is equal to 5,000 all over 25,000 times 0.1. So the time now will be 2 years. So that means your principal amount of 25,000 pesos will earn a simple interest of 5,000 pesos at a rate of 10% within 2 years or after 2 years. So thank you very much for watching this lesson video. The next topic that I will discuss in the part 2 of simple interest lesson video will be all about ordinary and exact simple interest, as well as the concept of approximate and actual time. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to your friends and classmates. Thank you very much. See you again next time, and God bless.